Tolstoy, The Death of Ivan Ilyich, Background and Modern Meaning. Intro. The quiet terror, hiding in a perfect life. You followed the rules. You built the life they told you to build. You got the degree, the job, the house, maybe even the matching pillows. But something feels off. There's a silence beneath your success, a kind of invisible scream no one else hears. And you wonder, is this all there is? Tolstoy heard that scream too, and in a quiet story about a man's death, he left behind a warning meant for you. Let's begin. Part 1. The World That Broke You. Ivan Ilyich was a man like many others, ambitious, well-mannered, respectable, not too cold, not too wild, just the right amount of socially acceptable. He did everything right. He studied law, climbed the career ladder, married a woman with status, and moved into a perfectly decorated home. His life looked polished, not joyful, but presentable. Ivan Ilyich's life had been most simple and most ordinary, and therefore most terrible. That's how Tolstoy describes him. Because Ivan didn't live, he performed. Every decision was a reaction, a response to what was expected, what was proper, not what was true. And then one day, while hanging curtains, he slipped. A small accident, a little pain in his side, nothing serious, until it was. The world that shaped Ivan, the world that rewarded him for conformity, had never taught him how to suffer, or how to die, or, worst of all, how to live. Part 2. The Smile That Lies. Ivan's decline is slow, but it is brutal. Doctors poke and prod but offer no answers. His wife grows annoyed at his mood swings. His friends speak of him in hushed, awkward tones. Everyone smiles, everyone lies. They all pretend that he is only sick, pretend that he will recover. But I know the truth. And so, Ivan retreats into his bed, into his mind, into the cold realization that his body is dying and no one around him is honest enough to look him in the eye. The performances continue. But behind the performances is dread. Sound familiar? How many people around you are smiling through breakdowns, posting curated joy while silently unraveling, saying I'm fine when they're already gone. Death is not just about the body, it's also about the soul. And for Ivan, the soul had been dying for a long time. Part 3. The Only Honest Man. Everyone avoided the truth, except for one. Gerasim, a humble servant, young and uneducated, sat by Ivan's bedside. He held his hand. He emptied his bedpan. He did not flinch. He did not lie. Gerasim was the only one who understood, the only one who did not pretend. Why? Because Gerasim wasn't performing life. He was living it. He didn't hide from death. He accepted it. And because of that, he brought comfort, not fear. This is the first time Ivan feels peace, not from medicine, not from family, not from success, but from presence. In a world obsessed with looking perfect, Gerasim chose to be real. And in doing so, he became the mirror Ivan had never seen before, not the reflection of who he pretended to be, but who he could have been. Part 4. The Terror of the False Life. Lying in bed, Ivan begins to ask the question you've asked too. What if I wasted it? What if I got it all wrong? He flashes back. The parties, the promotions, the politics of the courtroom. His carefully polished life was hollow. Maybe I did not live as I ought to have, he says. But how could that be when I did everything right? Here lies the spiritual tragedy Tolstoy wants you to feel. You can do everything right and still live completely wrong, because a life lived only for social status, for applause, acceptance, and accumulation, isn't really life. It's a slow, public death. And when real death arrives, there's nothing left to hold on to. No truth, no connection, no self, just the echo of a life that could have been. Part 5. The Bright Light. In his final moments, something shifts. Ivan feels a presence, a bright light. His son leans on him, crying. And Ivan, for the first time in his life, does not resist. He does not perform. He does not protect his image. He feels. He reaches for his son's hand and whispers, "That's all wrong. Not like that. But that's all right." He lets go, not into darkness, but into peace. Tolstoy ends the story not with terror, but with stillness, with transcendence, with the suggestion that Ivan's death was in fact his first real act of living. As Nabokov once put it, Ivan lived a living death, but in the moment of dying, he found life. Part 6. Why this story was meant for you. You weren't supposed to hear this story in school. You weren't supposed to read it and feel uneasy. But here you are, because you've always felt it. The tension, the contradiction. They told you, climb, compete, conform, look good, play safe, stay busy. But something deeper in you always whispered, this isn't it. This isn't real. You felt it at the party where no one was listening. You felt it in the job that drained your joy. You felt it in the endless scroll where likes replaced love. Ivan Ilyich's story is not some Russian relic. It's a mirror held up to every generation that chooses image over truth, and to every soul still fighting to feel alive. You are not here to perform. You are not here to decorate your coffin with trophies. You are here to live. Ending. The life you still have. When Tolstoy wrote this story, he was facing his own mortality. He had wealth, fame, family, but none of it answered the question that haunted him. What is a life worth living? The death of Ivan Ilyich was his reply, a whisper from the grave, a plea to stop running, to stop pretending, to stop chasing approval from people who won't even sit by your bedside, and to instead show up, feel, forgive, hold someone's hand, tell the truth, even if it shakes, and be brave enough to die fully awake. Because the tragedy isn't that you might die, it's that you might never have truly lived. And if Ivan Ilyich could find the light, even at the very end, then maybe, so can you find it now?